Hello, welcome back to the Roottrees Are Dead. Today we're going to be just starting off where we left. So last episode we found out who these people were, and then we got all of this, which might take a while. So let's start with the notable Rootrees. Carl died in the recent plane crash along with his wife Brenda and their daughters, the Roottrie sisters. He was president of the Roottree Candy Company as well as the clothing company Root, which he co-founded with his wife. There's a short press release that the Roottree Candy Company released today to the news organizations. It is with heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Roottree sisters, and the other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. The entire Roottree family is in shock. Carl was a incredible man and unmatched leader filling his absence. Like his great-grandfather, before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. So, spouse. So I think this is Carl. Oh yeah, right there. First, Anderson may have formed their pictures, including a picture of Elias and Gwyneth. That photo was added to your evidence. This is a picture of Elias and Gwyneth. It was taken in 1909 before they found Roottree Candy, before it was a success. From what you found searching the internet, it seems quite difficult to find a site about Elias or Gwyneth that isn't covered by this picture. On the Rootrees listed here with the marked in the chart with a star. So these two, that's basically what we know. We know this is her. That's this is an advertisement for 5 pieces aimed at kids from the magazine Teen Blast. It mentions that the 5 pieces were named as such because their original creator had 5 children. From marketing materials and various candy history sites, you learn that 5 pieces are the iconic candies sold by the Roottree Candy Company. Although they are no longer the company's only popular product, they still sell well to this day. 5 pieces are small, colorful, shell-coated maple candies that, since the late 20s, have been pressed into the shape of maple leaf, although they usually have one flavor that looks more like a berry. As tastes have changed over the years, so the 5 flavors with this shape in combination with the maple have remained consistent. There's also a history of print advertising website that claims to have 5 pieces advertisement scanned from a book called The Sweet History of Candy, Volume 2 by Charles Lee. Unfortunately, when you click through the website, it seems like all their image links are broken. Okay. Let's go back. Whoa. Gwyneth Anderson. Okay, so that gives us this. Jeez. Start the notice sets off so that you can via search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful with taking advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change whenever you find more evidence or locking family members. New discoveries will be added to the list and old evidence will become useless. Oh, so there's 11 things to find on here. So Teen Blast. Teen Blast magazine aimed at teenage girls. Our website has a section that offers condolences for the loss of the Roottree sisters. Her fashion line was often covered by our magazine, and Raina Roottree first family cover on her 16th birthday. Oh shoot. So what was she? She was... They owned a farm? Yeah, I feel like they were farmers, but I gotta look up Carl again. He was president of the Roottree Candy Company. Oh! Charles Lee. Alright. This is a part of a book series about all things candy in the modern world. It starts in 1925 and continues onward to the chronicle of the rise of the mass production and global distribution. The book ends with a look into the future of candy as envisioned by experts in 1985. With the addition of hindsight, you can clearly see they got pretty much everything wrong. Sometimes you find a newspaper ad for 5 pieces in the 1930s. G is for grape, E is for... Sweet History of Candy One. Charles Lee is from 1928, 6 years after the debut, 5 pieces. It states that the flavors are inspired by their children in order. So... Grape? Grape Roottree? Wait. I prefer the children, and the order is G-E-C-E-M. M-B-M. Just M. So great. Gwen. Find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. Search the broken beat, get the new pages from search engines. Gwen Roottree is a somewhat well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Her biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop of Christmas Mission. There's a widely circulated picture of Gwen from scenes in one of her movies, which you added to the evidence. Gwen was the granddaughter of Elias Roottree, the founder of Roottree Candy. She shouldn't have been named Roottree, but her father took her mother's famous name. So she is one of these granddaughters. So said she had a spouse, but they got divorced. So here, so this is Gwen. That's her. She was an actor. So there's that. Her spouse. Elias was the founder and president of the Roottree. So we're gonna say that he was a president. Well, why does it say only? Was she also a president? No, I think she was a farmer. After 5 Pieces became widely successful, Ellie spent his time and energy on cementing his reputation as a family man. He's quoted on the site as saying, "Blood is thicker than syrup," and that any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy. The site enthusiastically claims that he made good on that promise. What about Elliott's Roottree? There's no download version available because the book's impossible to find these days. Okay. So the granddaughter of Elias shouldn't have been named. So she shouldn't have been named Roottree, but her father took her mother's famous name. So this is the female, this is the male. You find information on the website about strange historical facts. Aloysius Herring Roottree, aka Red, was an appointed judge and politician who earned his nickname Ireland because he was ambassador to Ireland for only about 6 days. He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position in the Irish people. He then tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Roottree Candy Company newspaper ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence. He was defeated in a landslide. Okay, let's go back here. So, red herring, that makes sense. James is a singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond. And with his last Diamond LaRoe, the duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to his disco song "Rolling On Down to the City." Evidence folder. Barely top 20 hit for a few weeks, 1979, according to the liner notes. It satirizes how a part of society was content to remain indifferent to the only great gunslinger of Valley Short can make disco this sweet. So, great grandson was Jim. Alright, let's turn this off. So, only great grandson of Elias Roottree. So, great grandson. So this could be. This is Diamond. This is Jim. James. That's him. I don't want to see who's a dancer. James is a singer. Why can't I? back to Carl. Wife was Brenda. Okay, so her name is Brenda White, so that's just something different. So Carl could have been the fourth president, which doesn't feel right. Well, those two aren't him. Let's go back to these notable names. Author. So, A Life Between Wars, Lauren Roottree. So, oh shoot. Occasionally comments closing that page. Holy crap. As hacker represented a summary of the contents of the book files, as well as some particular languages. 7? Alright. So who's this? Okay, so one of the final entries is called Clark. Well, we don't want final, we want to start. Lawrence's diary contains some little picture of this with 5 pieces. This picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. So that's Carl. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate. They moved to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it. And the three of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose, to stop the tantrums. They posed us. Camera. Had to check. They posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendoline. 5 years later, that narrator took a second photo. So, the 5 pieces. Let's go back to that. GEMM. GEMM. There's E. Clark is married. Danielle is much older, but openly confronting them. Jacob. So Jacob and Lauren. Where's the notes? Hold up. The only one who has any discipline is Carl. That's because Pop forced. Who the fuck is Clancy? Whoa. Anytime attempt to recapture spirit. Let's take a picture of all these. So since I wanted Eli stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the four of us stand together. Oh. They insisted the four of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle, let everyone filtering behind in front of us. Only too good to make. It was Gwen. So Gwen's not in here. Grandmother was insisted we include Sam even if he didn't want to. None of us understood why. Including Sam. I also didn't think it was a fair miracle. Made it in since he's technically a 5-piece. Okay, that is Lauren. It's for sure Carl, and that's Brenda. I don't really know his occupation, but Carl is right there. Below are notes and observations you made while skimming through Lauren Ritchie's diary, and pages in a life between wars. Lauren Ritchie exists of. So she was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth. Granddaughter, so that puts her on this level of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. So does that put her over here, I guess? So is this is Lauren, and my notes says she is married to Jacob. Her mother's family was called the Castles, but she hardly ever mentioned it. Her father, who shows refers to as Pop, was a head lawyer for the Roottree Candy Company and wrote a legal document called the Clans Trust. Clanstead Trust is a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Roottree. So, Dad, Clancy Edward Roottree. He was a lawyer. This is Pops. Her mother's family was called the Castles. Clark. Miracle doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials, said he shortened it to Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr. is a televangelist who is part of the Miracle Network. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the Northeast United States. According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. A news exposed revealed it was his wife Edith's sister in disguise. The author also mentions that Edith had a bit of had a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. since the last television show and said goes on tour. What even is the Watchman of the Year? Oh my god. Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on company CEOs and the economy. They have been around for over 100 years in one form or another and will often write about major changes in management of famous companies. Every year they offer an award to a prominent businessman who has furthered the field. They call this Watchman of the Year. You find through a few searches that 2 Roottree have been featured. Watchman of the Year, that's those 2. Business Watch is not hosting online archives. Periodical search. Roottree was voted Watchman of the Year in 1987 for his work with Root. The cover and summary of the article. Okay. This is Carl. Carl was voted Watchman of the Year in 1987. A photo of him appears on the cover. And his ongoing coverage who's who in the corporate world. Carl was not chosen for his work at Roottree Candy, but rather a clothing company Root. There's a brief history. Before they married, Carl with Brenda was a fashion consultant. When Raina was born, Brenda retired to become a stay-at-home mother. Looking for a creative outlet, she spent any free time she had at the sewing machine. Raina's new clothes were hit to their parents. Carl's cousin, Jim. So that doesn't make sense because he's older. So. So this might be James. And this would be him. And this would be Diamond. Now they're cousins. That's her. He's a singer, dude. What? Brenda's patterns were being copied by other brands in the world. The man, Carl, and his second cousin, Ernie. So who had just become president of Roottree at the time? Spearheaded Root. Our other blood relatives who have a say in the company's finances refused to fund anything other than candy, so Carl personally spent his to bankroll the clothing company. When the profits began to appear over the rest of the family changed their tune. They repaid his investment. Now Root exists under the umbrella of the candy company and they all benefit. Per tradition, or perhaps superstition, new clothes always debuted the day the first ones did. Raina became their catalog star model as she grew. The product line expanded to their older kids as well. Younger sisters were then recruited to shut the baby clothes. Carl was voted Watchman of the Year primarily for his personal gamble and suing payoff. So his second cousin, what does that mean? So what, would this be, we all share the same grandparents? Fuck yeah. Yeah, sure, she was awarded Watchman of the Year 1936. That's okay. That's also Elias. This is awarded Watchman of the Year by Business Watch in 1936, and a painted him appears on the cover of the magazine. Says he was voted Watchman of the Year. So recognized. Global rollout. Who inherited Maple Farm during the period before Pie Pizzas? The company is barely profitable. In 1909, Elias has a daughter, the first of 5 children. 4 more follow. So Elias invents 5 pieces, each of the 5 flavors he's chosen. This is of his 5 children. 5 pieces are first sold. 5 pieces are rolled out to all of New England. The new recipe and flavor is finalized. The candy begins nationwide. With the help of his son Elias Richard Jr.'s architecture firm, a new industrialized factory and a warehouse. So what next section? It claims how he's going to pivot to ensuring his company's legacy in the Roottree Candy community. These are his 5 children. Elias Roottree Jr. Starler was a magazine that started with the colonization of film and went around to a tabloid with focus. Okay. Often. Wow. Wild Bill Williams. So. Where is she? Gossip is speculative and full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it. Gossip is speculative. Some focus on the fact that she announced her divorce. She also announced she was pregnant again. Others mentioned that the rumor is Wild Bill had multiple affairs, which she had her left heart broken. Her grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. Nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottree has power. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's a famous name and repurposed for him because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But Wild come out with the alliteration Williams. So let's look up Wild Bill Williams. Does it say anything about Cornwall? Linus? No way his name's Linus. Can you get 3 additional blood relatives which completely? There you go, blood. I haven't done anything right. Is that what it's saying? I got one. I just started guessing. Okay. Wow. I think that is where I'm going to leave it. I'll come back to find the other 3 relatives. So, see you in the next one. Peace.